It all began with a map, the kind that crinkles under your fingers and smells faintly of old paper and possibility. Spread across the kitchen table, a vast expanse of the American Southwest, with winding highways and tiny towns marked in red ink, it was more than just a piece of paper. It was a promise of adventure, a ticket to somewhere far from the ordinary. We'd been feeling stuck, like socks in a drawer, tucked away and forgotten, craving something bright, something with sun and cacti. The rain outside only made our longing sharper, the urge to escape stronger. The map whispered of adventure, cowboys, red rocks, endless blue skies. It spoke of places where the horizon stretched on forever, where every sunrise promised something new. We'd seen pictures, but now we wanted to see it for ourselves. No more living through someone else's snapshots or glossy postcards. We wanted the real thing, the dust, the heat, the thrill. The idea took root and grew quickly. Lists followed, packing lists, playlists, wish lists of places to stop and things to taste. Sensible shoes, a sun hat, camera, and of course snacks. We debated over which snacks would survive the heat, which ones would taste best under the open sky. Planning the snacks was almost as fun as planning the route. There was laughter, a little friendly arguing, and the sense that every detail mattered. Each item packed was a promise of what was to come. Every folded shirt, every carefully chosen book, was a piece of the adventure waiting to unfold. Our old car got a checkup, oil changed, tires kicked, ready for the road. We joked about its quirks, but deep down we trusted it to carry us into the unknown. We told friends, some were envious, others thought we were barmy. A few offered advice, most just shook their heads and smiled. But they didn't get it. It wasn't just driving, it was a quest. A chance to chase something bigger than routine, to find out what we were made of. The anticipation bubbled inside us, a fizzy, restless energy that made it hard to sit still. We were nearly there, nearly on our way. Every hour felt like a countdown, every tick of the clock a step closer to freedom. The kitchen became mission control, the map our launch pad. We plotted, we planned, we dreamed out loud. Every tick on the list brought us closer to escape. Each checkmark was a small victory, a sign that this was really happening. The rain outside only made the dream sunnier. We imagined the warmth, the dry air, the way the desert sun would feel on our faces. We imagined the open road, the freedom, the unknown. The idea of not knowing exactly what lay ahead was thrilling, not frightening. The Southwest called to us louder each day. Its red rocks and wide skies felt like an invitation we couldn't refuse. We were ready for something new, ready to trade the familiar for the extraordinary, the routine for the remarkable. The adventure was no longer a dream, it was a plan. The date was circled, the route traced in bold, hopeful lines. The car keys waited by the door, heavy with promise. They jingled with anticipation, as if they too were eager to get going. The journey was about to begin. The first step out the door would be the first step into a new story. We felt the fizz of excitement stronger than any fizzy drink. It was the taste of possibility, of adventure just within reach. The map was folded, the bags were packed, everything we needed was ready, and so were we. The great escape was set. Tomorrow we'd be gone, chasing the sun, chasing freedom, chasing the story we'd always wanted to tell. Morning arrived, bright and early, bags by the door, last checks done, windows closed, cooker off, cat fed. The keys felt heavy with promise. The engine's rumble sounded like the start of a symphony. We pulled away, leaving familiar streets behind. A wave to Mrs. Higgins, then freedom washed over us. City streets gave way to open roads, then motorways. Each mile was a small victory, a step closer to the dream. The rhythm of the road took hold, tires humming, car swaying, music played, windows cracked open, fresh air rushing in. We weren't in a hurry, the journey was the destination. The world outside transformed, buildings faded, fields widened, towns grew smaller, names on signs became stories. The sky opened up, impossibly vast and blue. We headed west, chasing the sun and adventure. It felt utterly right. This was real travel. Every mile the ordinary slipped away. The road stretched ahead, full of promise. We were exactly where we wanted to be. The open road was ours. The adventure had truly begun. Approaching the Grand Canyon, you drive through forests, pine trees, nothing unusual. The road winds on, sunlight flickering through the branches, and you start to wonder if the canyon is really out there, hidden behind all this green. The anticipation builds with every mile, a quiet excitement humming beneath the surface. Then, suddenly, the world falls away. The trees part and the ground seems to vanish beneath you, replaced by a vastness that defies belief. It's not just a view, it's a shock, breathtaking and immense. Your breath catches and for a moment you forget to speak. Words like vast and immense feel too small. The scale is almost impossible to comprehend, stretching beyond the limits of your imagination. The colors, reds, oranges, purples, layered like an ancient cake. Each layer tells a story, a chapter of Earth's history written in stone and shadow. We felt tiny, like ants before a cathedral. The canyon's walls towered above and below, making us realize how small we are in the face of nature's grandeur. It made us quiet, made us feel. There was a hush, as if everyone sensed the sacredness of the place. We watched the light change for hours, sun painting new pictures on the canyon walls. Shadows crept and retreated, colors deepened and faded, and the landscape transformed before our eyes. Sunset set the sky on fire, the horizon blazed with color, and the canyon glowed as if lit from within. Silence descended, full of ancient whispers. The air cooled, and the world felt older, wiser, as if the canyon itself was sharing secrets with the night. It was humbling, standing at the rim, witnessing something so grand and old. You could almost feel the weight of time pressing in around you. We strolled along the paths, each step a new perspective. Every turn revealed a different angle, a fresh wonder, a new reason to pause and stare. Photos couldn't capture the scale or the feeling. No lens could do justice to the enormity or the emotion of standing there. The Grand Canyon had to be carried in your heart. It was a memory, a feeling, a sense of awe that lingered long after you left. It lived up to its name, and then some. The word grand barely scratches the surface of what you experience. We lingered, reluctant to leave. The pull of the canyon was strong, as if it wanted us to stay just a little longer. The canyon's grandeur stayed with us. Even as we walked away, we kept glancing back, trying to memorize every detail. It was a reminder of nature's power. We left changed, awed. The memory was unforgettable. The canyon had left its mark on us, a quiet echo in our hearts. The canyon was more than a place. It was an experience. It was a lesson in humility, a reminder of how beautiful and wild the world can be. We'd never seen anything like it. It was simply grand. The kind of grand that changes you, that you carry with you forever. And we were grateful to witness it. The Grand Canyon was a gift, a moment of wonder we would never forget. Monument Valley appeared like a dream, iconic red buttes rising against a blue sky. The first glimpse was almost surreal, as if we'd stepped into a painting or a memory from a distant past. The landscape was both inviting and mysterious, drawing us in with its vastness and color. They looked like sculptures, shaped by wind and time. Each formation told a silent story, their surfaces marked by centuries of sun, rain, and relentless desert winds. The artistry of nature was on full display, every curve and crevice a testament to patience and endurance. We'd seen them in westerns, but in person, they felt both familiar and alien. The sense of déjà vu was strong, yet nothing on a screen could capture the scale or the silence. Standing there, we realized how these buttes had become symbols of the American West. The earth was deep red, stretching forever. It was as if the ground itself glowed, radiating warmth and history. The horizon seemed endless, blurring the line between earth and sky. The scale was immense. We felt tiny in our car. Driving through the valley, we were dwarfed by the towering monoliths, humbled by the sheer size of the landscape. It was a reminder of how small we are in the face of nature's grandeur. Silence, broken only by the wind, whispered old stories. The air carried a sense of timelessness, as if the land itself remembered every footstep, every echo from centuries past. We learned about the Navajo Nation. This was their sacred land. Our guide spoke with reverence, sharing traditions and legends passed down through generations. The connection between people and place was profound. The buttes had names, stories, history. Each formation was more than just a rock. It was a character in a living story, with legends that gave meaning to the shapes and shadows. It wasn't just a film backdrop, it was a place of meaning. The land held memories, both ancient and recent, and every visitor became part of its ongoing story. The spirit of the land was palpable, ancient wisdom in the rocks. Petroglyphs and carvings hinted at lives lived long before us, their messages etched into stone for eternity. Shadows lengthened, colors shifted from orange to crimson. The valley transformed as the sun dipped lower, every moment a new painting, every shadow a new mystery. It was a photographer's paradise, but more than that, it touched the soul. The beauty was overwhelming, stirring emotions that lingered long after the sun had set. Monument Valley's beauty was stark, dramatic, unforgettable. Every angle revealed something new, a different play of light and shadow, a fresh perspective on these ancient giants. We felt the raw power of nature, the endurance of stone giants. Storms rolled in and out, sunlight danced across the rocks, and through it all, the buttes stood unyielding. They'd been here for ages, and would remain for ages more. The passage of time seemed slower here, measured not in days or years, but in millennia. The landscape left us speechless. Words felt inadequate, unable to capture the awe and wonder that filled us. We drove on, changed by what we'd seen. The memory of Monument Valley stayed with us, a reminder of nature's artistry and the stories that endure. The desert giants watched us go, their silent presence felt like a blessing, a farewell from the ancient guardians of the land. Their silent strength lingered in our minds, echoing long after we left, a quiet promise that these giants would stand watch for generations to come. Finding old Route 66 was like discovering treasure. The shield-shaped sign gave us a thrill. This was the Mother Road. For generations it meant dreams and new beginnings. The old route is quieter now, bypassed by interstates, but that's its charm. We saw quirky attractions, giant statues, deserted petrol stations, neon-lit diners. Each stop was a piece of history, a story waiting to be rediscovered. Nostalgia filled the air, even for us who hadn't lived its heyday. We imagined families heading west, their hopes packed in old cars. The road itself seemed to hold their stories. Driving Route 66 felt different, slower, more connected. We stopped often, soaking in the atmosphere. The spirit of Route 66 is alive in those who preserve it and those who seek it out. It's a reminder of a different time, a legendary piece of Americana. The journey was about experience, not speed. Route 66 made us part of its story. One of the best parts of travel? The food. The Southwest didn't disappoint. New tastes, bold flavors, a bit of spice. Each town had its own speciality, its own story on a plate. Diners and local cafes welcomed us with strong coffee and friendly smiles. We tried fry bread, sometimes sweet, sometimes savory. Green chilies found their way into everything. Texas barbecue was smoky and tender. New Mexico had its own unique dishes. Every state offered a new culinary discovery. Food connected us to the place and its people. Sharing a meal told us about the culture and history. These weren't fancy meals, just honest, hearty, and delicious. The flavors became part of our memories. Each bite was a souvenir. The Southwest tasted as good as it looked, utterly scrumptious. A journey is shaped by the people you meet. In the Southwest, folks were friendly, shopkeepers, waitresses, fellow travelers. Each had a story, a smile, or a tip to share. Their kindness made us feel welcome, like locals for a moment. Conversations revealed the region's diversity and warmth. These encounters added richness to our trip. The human spirit shone bright on the open road. The people became as memorable as the landscapes. Far from city lights, the stars of the Southwest dazzled us. The sky became a velvet cloth dusted with diamonds. We gazed in wonder, feeling small but connected to something immense. Quiet nights brought reflection on landscapes, food, people, and the joy of the journey. The peace of the desert night was profound. Memories piled up, precious souvenirs. The soul of the Southwest was found in these starlit moments. Tranquility settled deep within us. All adventures end, and ours was no exception. We drove home changed, carrying the sun and freedom with us. Travel's magic lingers long after the bags are unpacked. Maybe you're dreaming of your own adventure. You can do it, anywhere, anytime. Let the spark grow, start planning, and take that first step. The world is waiting, full of wonders. The open road calls your name. Answer it, you won't regret it. The adventure is yours to begin.